Everyone, so in today's video I test out the new NUDESTIX Tinted Blur Stick. I've been really interested in trying this because a lot of people say that it's great for just a lightweight coverage, and that's really what I look for on my all natural makeup look days. Something like this, that's all I really want to use. So I test this out for you guys in the video, show you guys how it wears, my skin concerns, all of that stuff. If you guys are new, hey, my name's Liz. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Also ring your guys' notification bell so you guys are notified for my future videos. And also, you guys, if you don't know, I have a blog. I am just starting it all back up. I've posted a couple times, so if you want to check it out, I'll have it linked down below. I'm just gonna kind of do favorite products on there. I'll also post my unboxings in there so that you guys can see more subscription boxes that I use, all of that fun stuff. So go ahead and check that out. I'll link it down below. And then also, if you don't know, I also have an Instagram and a Facebook. You can also check those out down below. I'll have all the links right there so you guys can look at them. So without further ado, if you guys want to see how I liked the new NUDESTIX Tinted Blur Stick, then just keep watching. I am officially dying of heat. All these lights in Arizona. My air conditioning just kicked on and it's hot air. I'm hot. Okay, so we have the NUDESTIX right here. This is the packaging. Typically everything that I've ordered from them does come in this tin packaging. So I got the shade Light 2. And it's nice because it has a little mirror on the inside of the lid. And then here is the product right here. So it does come with 0.216 US ounces. So it's not a whole lot. I believe that the Hourglass Vanish stick comes with like 0.24 or something like that. So it's relatively around the same amount, but this one is $10 or more. I think that the Vanish stick is like $40 something and this one's $30. So it is a little bit more cheaper. And I did a little research on foundation sticks and typically how much product comes in them. And they're kind of all around this same range. Some have, 0.4 ounces, 0.2 something. Several of them that I found on Sephora's website, like Tarte, Hourglass, Makeup Forever, foundation stick, all those, they're never more than an ounce. So I guess that's pretty typical with a foundation stick. Now, I've never tried a foundation stick before, so I'm really curious to see how I like this. So a little bit about the product itself. It's a tinted sheer coverage, lightweight, all over face stick that blurs texture to have a naturally smooth, no filter skin. So this isn't a full coverage foundation stick. This is just for like an everyday wear, but then it also doubles as a pore filling primer. So if you wanted to put this on and then put your foundation on top of it, you could. If you wanted to just put this on as a no makeup kind of day like I'm gonna do today, I do just like a good lightweight foundation, something that can even out my complexion without looking cakey, something that's so lightweight that I really can't feel it on my skin. I'm a mom of 2, so I don't have a whole lot of time to beat the whole face every single day. I just want something lightweight and easy and quick and fast, but that's still going to make me look good. So this also does claim to be soft matte. I do have dry skin, so we're going to see how that formula works with my dry skin. I can typically get away with soft matte foundations, but again, in a stick, I don't know how my skin is going to look with it on. I've always just used liquid foundations. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one side with a beauty blender and one side with a brush to see which works better. I typically always use a beauty blender. That's just my preferred way to put on my foundation, but I do want to see what this is going to look like with both. So here is the product itself. When I opened it for the first time, it broke. I don't know if it was because it was sitting out in Arizona sun and maybe it got a little bit too soft, and then pulling the cap off and it broke. I don't know. I put it in the fridge to try to like melt it back together. So I don't know how it worked. And then I also got it in the shade Light 2. I felt like the fairest shade was a little bit too pink. And I typically am always just the lightest shade. So I got the Light 2, which is more of a light neutral. So I'm just going to put a couple of swipes of this on my face. Okay, so I just took a couple swipes of that on my cheeks, and I'm just gonna kind of blend this in. And I'm using a beauty blender on this side. So I did about 4 swipes. I am going to add a couple more. Okay, this just fell again, and it's still broken. So that's one complaint for me. It's broken. I don't know if that's just mine. I actually think I saw a review online that said that theirs broke too. So maybe it's just the product. I have no idea. Okay, so overall, I'm actually really liking this. It's obviously not covering up everything. I do feel like though it did a pretty good job of evening it out a little bit. I can still obviously see some red peeking through, and obviously my blemishes aren't covered up, but other than that, with a sponge so far, I'm liking it. I'm just gonna do a couple swipes up there. All right, now for this side, I am gonna go in with the brush. This is the Morphe Y6, and I am just going to buff it in with this. So with a brush, I kind of feel like it's just sitting on top of my skin. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of using brushes. That's just my preference. I feel like foundations look better on my skin when I use a beauty blender. So I'm gonna go back in with my sponge, and I'm just really going to press all that foundation in there. And I also forgot to mention, I didn't use a primer just because I wanted to see how this foundation wore on my skin. And I didn't want a primer to really affect the outcome of how this foundation really wears. Okay, so far, I actually really like that. I don't know how well you guys can tell in the video, but it's not like super matte. I would completely agree. It's a soft matte. It actually feels pretty dry on my face. Not like dry in a bad way, but it's not sticky or tacky, which I really like. So you could probably get away without setting your face with this, which I might do. Crazy for me, because I always set at least like my jawline and my neck, because I don't want things to transfer. But I think that I'm not going to set it this time. It feels really nice. And the overall look of it, I mean, I still see some like shine to my face. So like I said, it doesn't seem like it's totally matte, which I'm actually really liking at the moment. So I'm just gonna go for a pretty minimal makeup look today. I'm gonna throw a little bit of concealer on underneath my eyes, maybe touch up some of the blemish areas that the foundation couldn't cover, some bronzer, maybe a little bit of highlight in my brows. I will be right back. Okay, don't mind my crazy hair. So I decided to finish off the rest of my makeup. I really just put bronzer, a little bit of highlight on, did my brows, did like a cream eyeshadow on my lids, some mascara, little lip tinted balm, and that's about it. So overall, I am really enjoying this foundation. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit closer of a look at the foundation. I'm actually really liking it. I don't notice it caking up anywhere. I don't notice it clinging on to any of my dry patches. Like I said, I do have really dry skin, and I don't notice it doing that, so that's really nice. Typically, I have a lot of foundations will cling on to the dry skin on my chin and on my nose, and it's not really doing that at all. So overall, liking it. So I'm just gonna go about my day. It is right now 1:13. Can't see it on my phone. I need to change background so you guys can see the time on my phone. But it's 1:13. I'm gonna go about my day, take care of my kids, whatever else it is that I do today, and I will check in with you guys at the end of the day. All right, so it is the end of the day. It is about 9 o'clock. It's 9:16, so I've had this on for about 8 hours, and I actually think that it wore really well throughout the day. I honestly don't see really big problematic areas. It's looking just about the same as when I put it on. I was sweating a lot today. I was cleaning up, and it's super hot here, so my house is like 80 degrees. So that mixed with trying to tidy up a little bit I was hot and sweaty, and I think that it actually held up really, really well. I guess I can see a little bit of my redness on my chin peeking through a little bit, but honestly, that's about it. There's really nothing bad that I can say about this, maybe other than the fact that mine broke, and maybe for the fact that there really isn't a whole lot of product in here, so I will be curious to see how fast that I go through this. I have a feeling that I will be wearing this the majority of the time, because I do, again, like that a very light coverage, something that I can just, you know, swipe on easy, blend it out easy, fast, and just evening out my skin tone. I don't want something that looks like I'm wearing a whole lot of makeup. So for that, I really, really enjoyed it. I think that this may be one of my new go-tos. So I'll have to update you guys and let you know how fast that I go through this. If it lasts me a couple months, then I'd probably be happy and I'd repurchase it. But yeah, if I go through it really fast, then I'll be a little bit disappointed. Just because $30 for this is quite a lot. And that's everything for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have picked this up, what your thoughts are on it, how you guys like it, or if you've been wanting to pick this up. Let me know in the comments below. If there's any other questions that I can answer for you, go ahead and ask it, and I will be happy to help you guys out. Happy to help with any questions that you guys have. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.